Okay, our cells remember birth. So I talked to my mom about my birth with Megan. Let's see. First initial thoughts is my mom didn't know much about birth. And okay, let's just start at the beginning. So I was probably my mom's third pregnancy, and she had found out we were planned. She used fertility treatments, and so she planned to have us, and she ended up finding out, she didn't say when, but found out she had twins. And she was really excited about that. My dad was kind of shocked and a little bit nervous. Anyways, even having twins in the modern medical, there's just a lot of fear around that. And then she ended up finding she was GBS positive, and so there was just a lot of fear around that in her pregnancy. I think she said when she went to birth, she was more at peace about it, but she just wasn't in control of her birth and labor. I went through all of these questions on this paper, and most of the thing, pregnancy was fine. She felt supported. And everything went as planned. But then I hear her talk about all these things, and it's just like, whoa. Everything was just being happened to her and my sister and I. But yeah, once we were born, so when we were born, our APGARD scores were 9, and my mom thought we were fine, but they took us away to examine us, I guess, and then the nurse came back and said that they were flying us over to St. Louis, and we ended up staying there for 10 days. But my sister and I have both talked about it, and just felt that we were just taken there out of fear. Because my mom didn't get antibiotics for being GPS positive, because her birth was only about 2 hours long, and her waters opened at midnight, and then she had us 2 hours later, so it's not enough time for antibiotics. So I think they were just scared, and they took us. And I've read through some of our medical records, and they said that they gave us antibiotics for that, but then they tested us for being GBS whatever, and we were negative. And we also were, I think we were born at 36 and a half weeks, But they ended up giving my mom that steroid shot, so our lungs would like develop. And where were they going with that? Yeah, but that's the reason they took us to the hospital in St. Louis, because our lungs we weren't breathing well, but our APGARD scores were fine. I just honestly just sounds horrible. I can't believe we were separated from our mother. And my mom wasn't allowed to breastfeed us while we were in St. Louis at the hospital. She was pumping. But she did end up breastfeeding us for a year. So she just going from pumping to breastfeeding us, I know it was a hard transition. And once she did get us breastfeeding well, that's all she did. She said that I breastfed on one side, I did it quickly, and then Megan would linger a little bit. But I'm really grateful my mom did that. I do remember, my mom told me my Uncle Keith was working in St. Louis at the time, and so he would take her to the hospital every day to see us. So I know she was supported by my uncle in that way, so that was really nice of him. Back to breastfeeding. Her doctor said that she shouldn't pump at night, and just to pump during the day. I'm just like, that is really not that great of advice, because you need enough milk for 2 babies for as long as that we're hungry 24 hours a day. It's just whew, modern medical system is. Anyways, so just thinking about her talking about all these things, I'm like, this all seemed kind of like a birth was sabotaged, and it just was made to think that it was something that was not. But my mom seemed to be good with what happened, and she seemed to be happy with it. So I guess it's a good thing, and I don't know. But so as I was talking to her about this, I just kind of try not to be judgmental and try to be accepting, and it was kind of hard though, because I've gathered some birth knowledge, and yeah. Anyways, I'm just talking.